Hey guys, welcome back to Coffee with Megan, where I chat to people who really inspire me, who are doing things a little bit differently and embody that go again attitude that we love here at Who Knew. Today I'm talking to a friend of mine, Carolyn. She is the founder of her own skincare company called Lion Loki. So I was so excited to talk to her all about how that started. And why I think she's so inspiring is that she started it while she was pregnant and had the brand launching when she had a 3-month-old. So we really go into how she navigates the world of being a mum and a new business owner. And from me knowing her personally, I really wanted to talk to her because when you meet her, she has this incredible spirit and positive energy. And I really wanted to get behind how that, how she makes that be part of her every day and how she keeps that positive attitude and how that aids her in business. So I hope you enjoy this episode. If you have any questions, you can ask me, you can ask her. But yeah, let me know what you think. Hello, Carolyn. I'm so excited to be chatting to you today. Where am I speaking to you from? And can you do a little bit of an introduction on yourself and kind of what you're doing right now?
Yeah. So I'm in Orlando right now, Orlando, Florida. This is my hometown. So this is pretty much where I base my business out of. I'm the founder of a skincare company. At the moment, it's just one product, but I'm expanding to a couple more in the new year. And pretty much my mission has been to, I guess, help women find a way to feel better about themselves. We get wrapped up in like the rat race and, going from pillar to post, and we sometimes forget to take care of ourselves. And when I became a mom, that was something that was very, very hard to do because you have this little person depending on you, but it's evolved from motherhood to now like the busy modern woman. And I've been able to provide that, I guess, first step with my product. And I think that's pretty much like the whole motto and stuff behind my whole brand and, what I stand for.
Yeah. So Lion Loki is your brand, and it's this amazing oil and product that I actually personally love to use. Since I met you and I've been using it, I just love it. And it's still part of my skincare routine all the time. But the reason I find you so inspiring is that you actually started and founded this whole company and started this skincare line when you were pregnant with your son, Lion. Can you tell us a little bit about the process of that, or the inspiration behind that and how that happened?
So I would say my journey started when I was pregnant. I was in the kitchen dabbling with like different, I guess I would say formulas. I was vegan and I was like mostly non-toxic. And I was trying to find like a perfect product that I could put on my belly. I think like the fear of stretch marks is just like a normal fear that you get when you're pregnant. So I was trying to avoid that, to avoid getting them, but using a natural product. And I really couldn't find anything on the market that I felt was safe enough for me to use. So, I started making some things in the kitchen. When I say kitchen, I mean like double melting, like shea butter, cocoa butter, things like that. And then, I came in with connections that I have with a lab, and I was able to kind of start formulating Afterglow. I used it while I was pregnant. And then I thought to myself, if I'm going to launch this product, and bring it to market, I want to make sure that it works also postpartum. So initially it was for stretch marks, but then I thought there's just so much more to my life. When I launched Lion Loki was actually after I had Lion. So it's funny because I had Lion, my son. So I was, he was born, and then I had Loki, which is my dog. And that's who I named the company after. And it was like this newborn love for a human and a dog. And I had never had a dog before. So then my product and my business was another birth in a way.
Oh, that's amazing.
So when, I brought it, when I launched the business, after I gave birth to Lion, I wanted to make sure that my product did more than just stretch marks. I wanted it to be multitasking. I wanted it to be that one go-to product that you could go and use, and it would replace a few of the things in your arsenal. And I think that the journey evolved from there. And I think at around 3 months postpartum is when I finally launched Lion Loki.
I mean, that's pretty crazy. That's epic. To launch a company when you have a 3-month-old is amazing, and go through that process while you're pregnant. But I love the story of the inspiration and how you actually took that and you worked towards it. And that's something that's like it's super unconventional, and most people would be terrified to do that. But you saw this as an opportunity, and what kind of pushed you to take that unconventional route, and what was something that made you fearless about doing that?
So I'm not going to say I've like always been rebellious, but like, I like following the rules. For me, I feel like even in school and stuff, and it was never like I was a bad kid, but like I would talk so much in class, and my teacher would move me to the back of the class next to someone she didn't think I talked to. And then I would literally leave that class being friends with that person. So it's like, I never liked to be like kept in a box. And, you know, being a mom, becoming a mom, and then thinking, wow, not only does it take a lot of energy, but it takes a lot of time to be a mom, but I want to be there for my son. So leaving him, I just couldn't imagine that. And I think that fear of leaving him, and then just that want to be around him, gave me that extra push that I needed to kind of like kick me in the butt and be like, okay, you love self-care. You love making others feel good. This is your passion. This is what you love to do. Like, I feel fulfilled when I do that. So the fear of leaving my son and, you know, the want to be there for him is, kicked me into gear. And I forgot the question.
No, this is all perfect though. It's like that. It's kind of cool to see how motherhood was actually, usually that could be something that would make people retreat and try and do things the safe way, but it kind of pushed you to do things differently, to be like, and gave you that inspired push to change your life in a way.
Right.
Because you had a normal job before, didn't you?
Yeah. So, I mean, I did the regular, I'd say 40 hours a week, sometimes maybe a lot more time, but yeah, I did, you know, I worked for someone else. And that was another thing, is I wanted to work for myself, and I wanted to set that example for my son. And I wanted the flexibility, and I wanted the freedom. That's my biggest thing is, you know, I'm over here preaching self-care and, you know, taking care of yourself, but like I was kind of neglecting my passions and my desires. And I love traveling, and I love, you know, having that freedom. And it's funny because I actually launched Lion Loki 3 months postpartum. I launched it from Ecuador. Wow. And yeah, it was just a random, I think it was like a VRBO or Airbnb. We ended up renting for like 6 weeks, and we were just wanted to be away. Just, you know, at that point I was still with my ex, and we wanted to be away. We wanted to be a family. We wanted to be in a fresh location. And that trip and launching Lion Loki was like the start of what it would look like for me as a business owner. And it made me really excited, because that's the freedom that I wanted to kind of provide for myself. Yeah. So I guess that's why I really did it. It's because I wanted to be available.
I love that. You've taken that inspiration, you really changed your life and doing something yourself, which has given you freedom in your life to be able to do so many different things. And it's kind of cool to see like you're saying, the evolution of your brand. It was first just about stretch marks and, you know, while you were pregnant, but it's evolved into so much more. And you have much more plans for the future with the brand, don't you? Do you have some exciting things to come that are coming through?
Yeah, I do.
That you can talk about.
I have a couple of products that are being like, you know, designed right now. So obviously, you know, manufacturing and design, you know,
what is that process like as well? Like that's one of the things I wanted to ask you is from the process of when you even started, when you have this idea, what does it look like to get that product to market or get your first batch?
So that's a really good question. And actually I've been wanting to talk about this part because I've had a really good luck and really good experience with 99 Designs. So 99 Designs is like it's a website that you use. It has like very, very professional designers, and like they do anywhere from package designing to logos. And I've been giving a lot of advice to some people when they mention they want to start a business. And my thing is, you know, where do they go? Like, where are they going to find a designer? So I've recommended this website, and that's where I went to get my packaging done. So my logo, my packaging for Afterglow, and I'm actually working with a designer on there again. So it's a different designer. And she's designing my next 2 products, shipping box and everything. And it works really well because you have it all kind of packaged in there versus going and trying to get freelance this, freelance that. And, you know, I think that has made it so much easier. And as far as coming out with a product, what you want, you know, to do in terms of like, you know, starting a business or product-based business, it's, you know, something that you're passionate about. Like you know what I mean? Like you're really passionate about sustainability. So your cup is like wonderful because it provides that for somebody else to be sustainable, and you want to share that. So my thing is I'm very passionate about self-care and healing and wellness and being active. And, you know, I feel like my product gives you that, like I said, that first step. You wake up in the morning, you wash your face, you know, you tone, and then you apply my product, and it's like, you're ready to go. No, you don't need any moisturizer, no night creams, you know, no eye creams. And that already makes you feel good about yourself. You spent 5 minutes doing that, and that 5 minutes can change, you know, the trajectory of the rest of the day pretty much. So,
no, I mean, when I'm traveling, and I'm trying to keep my packing list minimal, I literally, like, your oil for me is everything. So you can use it on your body, your face. So it's kind of just my go-to one and everything, like, you know, put it in my bag and I'm good to go with my skincare. So
I love that.
But that's really good tip about 99 Designs. And because that can be really difficult when you first start a company, even to know, people can just get scared from the first step to even to know, like, I don't know how to design a box, or I don't know how to design my logo. How do you go from formulating your product? What is that process like?
Right. So initially I wanted Afterglow to be just for stretch marks, but then, you know, I came up with this concept that I wanted it to be multitasking, and I have an esthetician, a chemist, you know, in the lab, and great team. And I pretty much told them what I wanted. They come up with the formula and we go back and forth, but the actual ingredients are locally sourced, and, you know, if anything, locally sourced, mostly in California. I have a couple that are organic, but all of the ingredients together, you think if you throw them in a batch, like, you can make it yourself, but it's really formulated in the way that they complement each other. So all together, they provide these results. And, you know, it was really funny because, like I said, it all birthed from me having this, like, it's crazy because Afterglow, the actual definition of Afterglow is the feeling that comes after a, like, life-changing experience. And that's why I named it Afterglow. So, like, everything birthed from me becoming a mom. And it started with me wanting this product for stretch marks. And then it just kind of grew from there before it launched. And that's pretty much how, like, the whole process has gone. That's
amazing. And talking of it being from the birth of your son, the birth of your product, all these new things, how have you found navigating using your time in the best way possible, that you have your own startup and you also have a son to raise? Do you have any tips of how to balance your time in that way?
Yeah. So, you know, I was stay at home, I'd say, for 2 years. So, like, the first 2 years of running my business, it was very, very difficult because obviously I was at his beck and call. Lion started school at around 2 years old. So pretty much while he's at school, I work. And luckily his dad is very involved in his life. So we share him 50-50. So that's obviously, like, a big help again. So my thing was, when I was, you know, I would pick Lion up from school and I try to do a little bit more work. And I found myself really feeling guilty and kind of doing half-ass work, because I try to balance being a mom and then try to work at the same time. I realized once I pick Lion up from school, that's it. He has my undivided attention from the time I pick him up from school to the time he goes to bed. And that's kind of like, you just kind of have to kind of balance things out and see what works. And I knew that, like, doing it that way that I did it before didn't really work. So it's kind of trial and error. And you just have to give yourself grace and room to grow and kind of figure it out. And once you figure out that little groove, it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah, that's a really beautiful way. So it's almost like knowing the times you have your son and you're devoting the time to him almost gave you a schedule in itself, because you're like, okay, this is the time I'm focusing on the company now. Is there, like, 3 things you do in the morning that help you stay motivated, stay on track? I know you're actually, first we'll just start. Is there 3 things your go-to morning that start you in the best way?
So I have to get a workout in the morning. So that's, like, my main thing, is going to the gym and getting that dopamine hit and just getting that out and done. And then you just feel that much more motivated and ready to go. Journaling is very important. affirmations, while I'm at the gym, while I'm on the Stairmaster or doing something, and I'm affirming things to myself, like I am worthy, I am enough, I am resourceful, I am smart, I am kind, like just these little things you can kind of repeat to yourself throughout the day. It works best if you're in front of a mirror, but again, you can just walk around about your day and do that. And I think reading like 10 minutes a day. So like sometimes I'll open my book on the Stairmaster and I'll read like 10 minutes. If I want to head to the gym before I get anything else done, if I'm running late, I'll just go to the gym. I'll read my 10 minutes. I'll affirm while I'm working out. But I think it's just very important to kind of, that's what I mean about the self-care. So like, if you're not really instilling those foundations, your day is going to reflect that. And then days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months. And then you kind of, get caught up in that rat race. So you have to really spend that little bit of time in the morning.
Is that something that the affirmations and the kind of way, the positive mental aspects that I love through your social media, you're always posting a lot of that and sharing it with others to motivate others. And you have such a beautiful energy just from being around you in that way. It's just so positive. Is that something that you've always had as part of your life, or is that kind of new since you've had your son? And has that also, I'm guessing that will only boost how you're running your company as well when you're feeling better as well. Is that something that's quite new, or has it always been part of your life?
I'd say it's new. I've always loved making people happy. Like I'd say I was a class clown, like hands down, like just having people laugh around me is making them, I don't know, just picking up their energy. That's just something that I've always done my entire life. As far as this newfound, I guess, knowledge on like self-care, self-growth, healing, I think it came after my divorce. Having to rebuild myself because I got married young at 23, and then from 23 to about 30. So that's a lot of time that people usually have to grow and try to figure out what kind of person they are. And I was married during that like very, I guess, important time in your life. And so when I got divorced, when we finally split up, it was like I had to kind of rebuild myself as an adult. And as an adult, and as myself as well, and then kind of heal from all of that. And luckily I ran across, all the self-care and all that stuff and self-love, and it's really, really helped me a lot. And I feel more me now than I've ever felt. So.
And do you have any tools or, what are some main tools that you go to for some of do you have people you like on Instagram that you follow for some of this self-love inspiration, or is there music? Does music help you, or is it all a combination?
It's a combination, and music is, I'd say, like 60 to 70% of it.
Well, I was going to say, being around you, you're always playing music. It's always a good vibe.
It's a thing. It's like I want to feel like I'm in a music video, like all day, every day. It's kind of funny because like I'll have my headphones on and I'm like listening to a song, and the mood that I'm feeling and the mood that I want to feel. I'm at the gym, I'm listening to music. I'm, hanging out with friends, I'm listening to music. I just love music. There's just something about music that just kind of like changes it for me. As far as someone that I follow on Instagram, I really love the holistic psychologist. And I love her because she is a psychologist, but she takes a holistic approach. So modern medicine, you go to a doctor or therapist, whatever, and they kind of prescribe you something, or they don't really get to the root of the issue. She kind of combines like gut health and mindset and all of these other things to kind of tell you like you're feeling, I guess, anxious. Okay, so there has to be an underlying reason for that. She goes down to childhood. She goes down to like your gut health and all that stuff. And she kind of gets to the very root. And that's what I love. And I 100% like listen to your body and all that stuff. So she posts a lot of like really motivational quotes. And she also has a book called How to Do the Work. And and it has a lot of tools to kind of follow. But I'd say my favorite mindset book that got me on my mindset journey and healing and all that stuff is the 5 a.m. Club.
Oh, okay.
Hands down, my favorite one. My favorite one that I've
and
read
what is the kind of overview of the 5 a.m. Club that you would like, just a little short?
Yeah. So it's like kind of storytelling. So it tells a story about a couple of people and then like this guru, I don't know, basically it goes into scientifically, like there's data and everything behind why and how journaling is healing.
Okay.
How and why affirmations are healing. How and why it's so important to have a morning routine, and how that hour, I'd say it was like an hour in the morning. You wake up an hour earlier in the morning than you usually do. You know, the gist is you wake up at 5 a.m., but that hour that you spend in the morning will compoundly change your life.
Yeah.
So it's like, it'll change the rest of the day, but then you do it for about, I think it's like 60 days. Like when you break a habit or you pick up a new habit or whatever, you give it 60 days and doing that, it's supposed to like, and it really did. I need to do it again. Cause in that moment when I was doing that, I felt like I guess I say the highest I've ever felt, and like the best I've ever felt. So
amazing. I'm definitely going to read that one. And is there, on it, going through starting your own business, I think the whole thing of doing that challenge on your own, it kind of grows you as a person as well. And you're just learning things. The whole challenge of it is learning things along the way. And has there been some unexpected lessons you've learned from starting your own business, or some struggles you ran into and that you've overcome, or what kind of things do you find you've got out of it?
So it's funny because entrepreneurship is, I'm not even going to pop 70%, 80%, 90% mindset. So it's a battle, and you're pretty much learning about yourself. And what, the more you learn about yourself and how you are, I think the better you get along with your business in a way. So I think that's pretty much what I've learned about entrepreneurship is it's consistency. And even when you feel bad, you know, it's great to give yourself a break and all of that, but you're in a battle with your mind every day. So that's why it's even more important to start your morning with like a routine, and kind of, you know, show up for yourself. And that's very, very important. And I found that on days when I don't show up for myself, I can feel it, and my business can feel it, and my motivation, all that goes down. So again, my best advice is to, you know, have a morning routine and, you know, show up for yourself daily.
Yeah, no, it's that's 100% true, because entrepreneurship is kind of a lonely place to start with when you're starting your own company. So you have to be the one motivating it. All of that kind of goes into self-growth. So I think the combination, they go part and part together. And I think a lot of maybe entrepreneurs learn so much about themselves as they're starting something, whether it's alone or with a partner, and they have to communicate with that partner. There's a whole road of things you have to go through.
Right.
So at Who Knew, one of our messages is this go again attitude, whether it's reusing your coffee cup every day or getting up and, you know, trying again, a bit like what you said. But is there a kind of motto that you stick by, a go again motto that just, you know, you kind of try and live by in your own life?
That's a really good question. I definitely do have one. I'm trying to think if I can think about it from the top of my head.
I'm sure you have a lot, but
there's
just kind of like a life. Is there is there a message or a quote or something that your life kind of, you know, something that really fills you up and keeps inspiring you every day, I guess, or you try to live by?
I think daily I ask myself, like, what would make me what would make me happy? Like, so, you know, it's like I start the day. So I'll take like quick story. So yesterday, you know, I met some friends to play some golf or something. And then they mentioned like a dinner, and I was like, oh no, I have to go home and do this, do that. And I'm like, wait, but what would that make me happy going to this dinner instead of going home and being regimented and all that stuff? Yeah. And I think I go with the flow. And I think it's like, just do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
And be in tune with yourself and see what that is. And that also helps you in business. So like, if it feels right in business and it feels right with your brand and it feels right with your product, then that's the call. And the great thing about being an entrepreneur is you can listen to yourself, and you're more in tune with yourself, and you're able to put more of you and your passions into your business. And I think that's what I live by, is do what makes you truly happy.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, that's so beautiful. And it really combines your whole brand and your ethos of everything you put out there a person on social media, as what your brand stands for. And I think that really comes through. So I think that's perfect for you. Please tell everyone where they can find Lion and Loki, where they can find you, your Instagram handles and your website.
Yes. So my Instagram is Lion and Loki, and it's spelled lion like lion and Loki, Loki. Website is lionandloki.com. My Instagram is Caroesteph, so Caroesteph. And you can shop Afterglow on lionandloki.com, and you can sign up to my email list, and you'll get notifications when new products come out.
Amazing. I can't wait. And definitely follow Carolyn on Instagram, because you will you will be very happy. It inspires me every day and keeps me very entertained. Thank you so much. It was so good to chat to you. And can't wait to see you soon.
Thank you for having me.